Hello everyone, I am Sarge of Bad Company Sarge, and this is a Fallout 76 trailer analysis, I can say that, totally can, because a new Wastelanders trailer dropped just now at time of recording. I've watched it like 10 times, gone through frame by frame to analyse a bunch of stuff, put together some theories as to what's going on for everything, and just pay attention to a lot of the background details. Now, two things first off. First up is an Nda warning. If you are in the Wastelanders private test server or know anything about that, do not mention anything in the comments or else you're just going to get banned. That's just how it goes. You're under NDA, you're not allowed to talk about it, don't talk about it. Simple as. I will say, I haven't been in the test server, I'm not under NDA, I can talk about the stuff in this trailer, which leads us to our second point, spoiler warning. I've got, from watching this trailer over and over again, a decent idea of what's going on. If you want to go into Wastelanders with no idea about the actual story other than, oh, humans are coming back to West Virginia, if you just want that, stop watching right now, because I'm probably going to spoil most of the plot, because I feel like this trailer does give a lot away. Speaking of a trailer, go watch the trailer. If you haven't watched it and you want to be clued in, I highly recommend watching it. It'll obviously be playing in the background of this video at points, and there'll be lots of screen grabs, but you won't be able to listen to it, because that would just be the trailer and all of that stuff. I recommend watching the trailer, it's very good. So, speaking of the trailer, let's get into the actual analysis, and we start in the Wayward, which is the bar we're probably going to be first sent to. Yeah, we're going to be first sent to it once Wastelanders starts. We already know about, like, the two people outside of the vault who will send us here, and in here, we see a little standoff. It zooms out from a radio, which is such a Fallout trailer move to make. You start on a radio turning on or a TV screen turning on, and then you just zoom out. And then we see there's a little standoff here. We've got Mort in the background as the person in long johns has a pipe pistol pointed at Duchess. I didn't check her name beforehand, but I'm pretty sure that's her name. It's a standoff. She addresses us like, oh, you picked a bad time to get a drink. Chances are that this, I think, is going to be one of the first, like, points where you're going to make a proper decision. You can do nothing, and I think if you do nothing, Mort ends up killing the guy. I think that's what happens from the footage we saw previously. There was, like, a big block of gameplay footage that was revealed to us, and there seem to be some lines of there which hint that Mort kills the guy. Can't say that for certain, though. I'd say you might be able to just talk him down, use some of the speech skills possibly, or you could kill him yourself. That's very possible, I imagine. So I think this is going to be the first, like, proper choice moment that Wastelanders gives to us, and it's the first thing in the trailer. Then after this, we go outside of a Wayward, and we see two player characters. One of them shoots a little blood bug. I'm going to call them Drifter, that's the one with the bow, who's in a Drifter outfit, and Hunter, who has the fancy hat, and what I think is the Gorse shotgun, looking at that. So yeah, we get nice, pretty close-up shots of the bow and Gorse shotgun here. Once again, the bow is being held in the right arm, which is how you use the bow if you're left-handed, and this appears to be the only way I've seen the bow being fired. So, as someone who spent a lot of time firing longbows in my childhood, it's going to feel so weird holding the bow in the right hand and pulling back with the left string. I'm trying to do it now with my own arms, and it doesn't feel right. But with holding it left hand, that is such a natural... it's going to bug me. I know it's bugging a few of you. The rest of you don't care. So, moving on, we then head to Foundation, where the two player characters, Drifter and Hunter, head there. We see down in the bottom left a Vault 76 jumpsuit being worn by, I'm guessing, a player character, but who knows, maybe there'll be someone in Foundation who was from Vault 76 who's an NPC. That'd be kind of cool, but we don't know that for certain. All we know is, hey, this is Foundation. It looks cool. We get a few shots of Foundation, a few people playing musical instruments, fixing up some stuff. The guy fixing up stuff is in like a mismatch of armour as well. All these NPCs. We also see a person in bowler writing a checklist. All good stuff. Then a couple of just generic kind of shots of locations we've seen before. There are a couple of at Hunter's Ridge, there's a couple of people there, but it doesn't look like it's fully inhabited or anything, so I have a feeling they might just be player characters who Bethesda set up for the shot, basically. So then, yeah, a few more basic locations which really don't tell us anything new about Wastelanders. We get to see like a person in power armor with a Gorse rifle, cinematic of an explosion, Fat Man firing, like all stuff we've already seen him again. We do see, as the Fat Man fires, a bow going off but barely. Then a person in a house, which I'm guessing is Anchor Farm from this shot. This looks like Anchor Farm to me. You got the blue and yellow plane out there, and it's a yellow house. I think this is Anchor Farm, which is now inhabited. Not 100% certain on that, but it makes sense. I think this is where it is. After that, there's a Mothman church with this badass looking sculpture thing. I know there's a lot of people excited about the cult of the Mothman because they're heading back to the wastes and they're going to be here for a big deal. Now, my first guess as to this church was Helvetia, but judging by how dark it is outside and how gloomy everything is, I don't know, that feels like a bit too lower level area. I'm not entirely sure where this church is, so anyone's got suggestions where they think it is, feel free. There can't be Flatwoods, that's proper responder territory at the moment at least, but Helvetia does seem fairly early too. The piano probably should give it away, but I'm not sure which church has a piano right there. Then after that, we get a little cliffside raider outpost by the looks of things. And looking on the right-hand side of the screen, we see Mount Blair off in the distance. And closer to us, we see a tiny little, right down in the bottom right-hand corner, tiny little bridge down there. That bridge is the Charleston Bridge. Yes, I've played so much of this game, I can identify that straight away, what that little bridge is. So this is north of Charleston area and on Mount Blair. We've got this little raider outpost. Doesn't really tell us too much though, other than, hey, I think this location's new. Nice. Little raider outpost, I'm all good with that. Then after that we get to see a bit of a crater, which is the raiders' home base, and we get to see Meg, who talks to us and is just like, yeah, this is our place. Meg is the leader of the raiders. She's already been covered in previous videos of mine. All of that stuff. Then we get to see, yeah, what appears to be just players fighting each other. A couple up on wooden things. Couple in, well, one of them is in proper, like, fancy power armor. The other one looks a lot lighter, but has a jetpack. And I didn't notice that in my notes. I've only just noticed it now while scrolling through. But yeah, the person is in still bulky armor, but nowhere near as bulky as power armor. Yet they've got a jetpack. And a missile launcher, I think. Missile launcher sucks, but that jetpack that they've got, without... Yeah, it definitely fires flame at the end, so it looks like we're going to have jetpacks for people who aren't even in power armor, which I'm down for, seeing as power armor isn't all that great for the most part. But jetpacks are badass. Then after that, the next shot we get, which is a really interesting one, is this scorched person who has a gas mask on. Now the chains in the background and the position makes it look like the scorched person is kneeling with their arms behind their back, which makes me think they're like chained and imprisoned here and have a gas mask on, and they're being like tested to see maybe if there's a cure for the scorched plague or something. Because during this section as well, we also hear the Overseer's voice again. Well, first time in this trailer, we've heard her jabber on in all of the other trailers though, and she's talking about how everyone's coming back, and we need to protect them from the Scorch Plague, or else they're just going to be scorched, and that's a bigger problem than, like, raiders and settlers or whatever. So I'm thinking maybe we're also going to be looking for a cure to the whole Scorch Plague. So after that we see the Watoga parking garage, which we've seen a few screenshots of before in the past, and up on the left-hand side there is a person in a gas mask, and another one hammering the floors. We've also got a Mr. Gutsy hanging around though, and I'm guessing this means this place is inhabited, and has, like, guard gutsies. They're just trying to keep this place going. I'll be very interested to go here, but not too much given away. I like this shot. This is a good shot as far as I'm concerned. Next up we have a very interesting shot, which is a person in a Chinese stealth suit. Yeah, and this is, judging by the Pip-Boy, probably a player character. Like, could be just a different Vault Dweller, but I'm guessing player character in, like, the proper Chinese stealth suit. And taking a look at the main body, it's even similar to what the jetpack person was wearing, albeit obviously the helmet wasn't there. I'm actually going to double check jetpack person, but yeah, jetpack person was wearing, like, almost a more bulky version. But yeah, this Chinese stealth suit it looks a tiny bit more bulky than what we've seen in previous games, but it is cool, and it's a stealth suit, which is badass. After that, we then have a player with what I think is the Gorse Minigun in an underground location, and they're fighting like some raiders and stuff. This looks like, yeah, fancy little building, and there's giant kaleidopore flowers, which we see in fact under Arctis Farmer. In the basement level of that, you can pick up the standard kaleidopore flowers, and they're an ingredient in Formula P, which is one of the new chems added to the game. So this location, then giant red building. The next shot we actually see is inside a giant red building with an excavator coming up. Now, I don't know if this is the same building, but yeah, giant excavator machine comes up. This could be the same building, but at first I thought, oh no, this just looks similar to a mission in the main game where you go for an excavator thing. But I'm guessing maybe you're digging like really deep underground to get some, I don't know what you'd get there, but tons of fancy stuff, I hope. After that, we then see a very charming fancy man who says he needs us to do something for him, and I'm down for doing whatever he wants because he's well dressed and slick and cool. Then we see a person in a bowler hat. We see someone else earlier in the trailer in a bowler hat as well. I do not trust either of them, but this one has like a dead body hanging up in the background, and I'm guessing is recruiting our help for something. Next shot appears to be a trio of player characters, who we then see with the prisoner collars on, and from front to back it appears to be the plasma caster, a shock baton, or like some fancy new version of a shock baton, because that thing is, yeah, real fancy, and then the Gorse shotgun, I believe, at the back. And this trio is heading into an arena fight where they fight a bunch of floaters and a giant Grafton monster, which is just completely badass. I mean, this is freaking cool. I hope the arena isn't just a mission, but is a place we can keep going back to. Looking at a few of these shots as well, there's tons of corpse piles on the ground, so plenty of enemies will be fighting here. All good to see that. Then after that, we get probably the most amazing shot in terms of digging into the analysis. We have 7 characters here. Now, the 2 in power armor, I'm pretty sure are player characters. I think they're both player characters. One of them's in like the settler power armor, one of them's in like raidery power armor. We're going to leave it at that. To the right of them, we have Zoe, who is the leader of the raiders, who we've seen before. Above her, we got a lady with like welding goggles and little ginger pokey hair thing. She looks a bit like Gage from the Borderlands series. Looks kind of like an engineer person. We'll skip over the big guy for now. We've got Fancy Man, who we've already seen in the trailer. And then to the left of the player characters, looks like a ghoul, judging by those hands. Those hands look a bit, it's really difficult to tell. This is only like 1080p the trailer comes out as. And we don't get a great shot, but I think that's like a big ghoul mechanic-y person, but I can't be certain about it. I think he might be a ghoul, could just be a human with bad hands, to be honest. Obviously, the thing you all want to be screaming and shouting about, though, is there's a super mutant there with a minigun who's like dressed in a welding apron and big metal gauntlets. Yeah, he appears to be on our side. And from the sounds of it, this is a heist crew of sorts who have been put together, and we can assume this is for the Raiders side, which is pretty damn cool. So yeah, a heist crew put together, and we see why in the next shot, which is boom boom boom, Vault 79. If you haven't already, Vault 79 is in the game. It is a hidden location with a quest to get down to it, like a hidden quest which doesn't even show up in the quest log. I have done it. I'll put the thumbnail up on screen now, providing I still have it. The Treasure of Appalachia is a hidden subquest already in the game. I'd recommend before Wastelanders comes out, maybe taking a look at that, because I went through and found Vault 79, and god is it, it's just really cool, man. It is so cool. We then see some charges set to blow up the vault door. The vault door gets blown open, which is freaking cool, quite frankly. And we actually get a tiny peek inside, but we can only see it as like a normal vault from the entrance. Then the final shot of the trailer is the 2 player characters charging in before it goes, it's a whole new wasteland, April 14th, Fallout 76 Wastelanders. And that is the trailer. So, I'm now going to say what I basically think the whole trailer is, which is showing us basically the entire plot. It seems to be from this trailer that the main story is going to be siding with, obviously, raiders or settlers. There's going to be some side stuff about immunising everyone and all of that good things. And you're basically just trying to get everyone on board in order to just heist Vault 79 for whatever treasures are hidden within. Which is pretty cool, and obviously the end point, I'm guessing, is you'll either go in with the settlers or the raiders to heist the place, and they'll have a huge bonus from it. Hopefully there's great rewards, not only for yourself, but for your faction. If you go and do that, that's pretty cool. I'm even starting to wonder if, like, the Overseer might be one of the two people we don't know about, because, like, the lady with the ginger hair and the engineer goggles, that could be the Overseer, we don't know. Could also be the ghoul-looking person, who's quite big and bulky, so I assumed it's, like, more of a male figure, but I could be wrong. I don't even know if it's a ghoul, quite frankly. You shouldn't be trusting me on that part, but yeah. It seems like we're getting a heist crew together, and we're heisting a vault as the main story for Wastelanders, is what I gather from this. But man, that trailer is freaking badass. April 14th, we got 5 days to go. It's not long. I hope you're all excited. Go watch the trailer if you haven't already and you decided you wanted to watch my breakdown first. It's really good. Thank you all for watching this video. Do leave a like if you enjoy this kind of thing. Make sure you're subscribed, because I'm going to be covering Wastelanders once it comes out. There's also an Inside the Vault coming out tomorrow, so if that has anything significant, I'll be making a video on that, which will be out either Friday or Saturday. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed, have clicked the notification bell, and are all ready for Wastelanders. As always, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Sarge out.